2. And this week we have some new scales to look at. And one of those is probably one of my favorites, A. A has 3 sharps in it. And if you go back to the blog and it tells you about how to identify sharps, there's a lot of little weird, kind of tricky little ways. But one thing that to remember about how many sharps A has in it, it's how you write the letter, the capital letter A, which is 1, 2, 3. So this is an A, and it has 3 sharps in it. And it has the C sharp, it has F sharp, and has G sharp. Now the thing about me, I drive people nuts, is I flip up sharps and flats and scales, which I know I'm not supposed to do when I talk about them. But for me, G sharp is always A flat. But if someone asks you what notes are in the scale, you would say A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A. Now, every sharp is a flat. Basically, G sharp is the same as A flat. It just depends on what key you're talking about it in. That makes some weird noise. I like this one. It fits really nicely. It's got a nice tone to it. There's no real weird things about it. You just start on the 5, and it has a very sort of natural flow like it does, like in the key of C. So let's get started. Again, what are the notes again? A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, and A. Okay. I'm going to hopefully get this chair fixed so it's not so squeaky. So let's do a practice together. I'm going to try to turn the computer. We'll just kind of have to go with the way it sounds together. Since you've been doing things, I'm going to set my metronome back at 50. I'm going to turn it off for now. So goal 1. Do we know the notes? A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, and A. Yay! 3 sharps. A. Okay. The second goal is the fingering. The chart tells you the fingering that I had provided for you, but it's very similar to like the key of C, where it has you both start on the 5 and the 1. I'm going to start with the right hand. So I have 1 on the A, 2 on the B, 3 on the C sharp. Let me see if I can move the computer just a little bit. There we go. 3 on the C sharp. And I'm going to move my thumb under to hit the D. And then 1 is going to be the E. 3 is the F sharp. The G sharp is 4. And 5 is the A. Okay, I'm not going to go down. But once you do it, you'll see it's very nice. It's not too many crazy little things. And the 3 sharps are very nice. I just like A. I tend to like the key of A. Okay, left hand. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to move over to the 3, 3, 2, 1. Okay, that sounds good. So let's practice that together using the metronome with just the right hand first. And we're going to start in 1, 2, 3, go. Just 1, okay? Wait a second, let's do it again. Got my posture kind of off, so let's do it again. And 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, C, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A. Good. Now we'll go down to below. And when you also, let me turn this thing off. When you are practicing the scales, the lower the register tends to, I don't know, sound a little bit better. So if you're kind of going up here, your hearing might be a little bit off. I tend to go a little bit lower in the register if I'm practicing scales versus going up higher. Just, I think it's something to do with your ears and the pitch of the sound. All right, let's do the left hand. 1, 2, ready, go. 3. Let's do it again. And 1, 2, ready, go. And as you're progressing on, continue to try to not look at the notes. It's all right when you do it at first, and eventually, you know, there's no rush. Like I said, there's no rush of trying to say, I want to get all the notes down and the tones and, I mean, the tempo and all kind of stuff. Just gradually add in more stuff, okay? So now we're going to go do the challenge of doing them both together at the same time. We're still going to have it in, I'm at 50 beats. 1, 2, ready, go. One, 2, do it again. Ready, go. All right. The other thing that sometimes you might notice is the tones start to get a little slurring, and oftentimes it's because you are kind of hitting the same note at 2 notes at the same time. So if I was to do, sorry, and that's extremely common. You want to think of every note as being isolated, and you want to hit one note at a time. At the same time, what you might find it's you are doing sort of it's not so much staccato, like a jump, but you want to try to be as smooth as you can. Listen to the difference. Versus now, I'm not using the pedal to make it sustain or anything like that. What I'm doing is I'm timing it exactly. As soon as I'm hitting one note, my finger's getting off the other one. So that is probably a challenge that a lot of beginning students will have, is the whole how to make it sound smooth where it's not choppy. And that is hitting the note and then that whole moving over to the other note without holding the 2 notes together. Because if you're trying to do it, it might sound a little like this. And here the 2 notes are coming together. Just takes time. Don't worry about it. It's not a race. It's not the Olympics, or it's not a marathon. It's not a race, it's a marathon, whatever the phrase may be. Okay. So now we want to go down. Let's just start down. Let's start at the top. Instead of working our way up and going back down, let's just start at the top on the A, and I'm just going to turn on the metronome. on the right hand. Because that's a challenge too. It's can you play up and down? If you know the notes, then you can start at any spot. You don't have to go from the bottom up. So think about it for a second. Find the A. And then you're ready to go right hand in. And do it one more time. Good. Awesome. I know you're doing a great job and you're working really hard. I know. It's not the easiest thing in the world. The next thing we're going to do is do the same thing with the left hand. We're going to start at the top and work our way down. Because no matter if we start from the bottom or up or top from down, we should be able to still play the correct notes. Here we go. So I've gotten some little tricks to you, right? Now, let's go ahead and play the notes from the bottom to the top, right hand and left hand together. Get ready. And 1, 2, ready, go. And you hear it? I slurred a little bit. I will also tell you that the ring finger tends to be the weakest finger that you play with. So if you have a little bit of trouble with that ring finger, it just tends to be a little weaker. We don't use it that much. Ready? And play it again. All right. Now we're going to do from the top all the way to the bottom, playing them together. I'm at 50. Get ready. Find the A. Let's get our posture ready. And let's see if we can do it without, just find the A and see if you can do it without looking at the keys. Maybe even close your eyes. Visualize the keys. 1, 2, ready, go. And I cheated. That's quite all right. That's quite all right. That third one, coming down, that third one was like, am I the right one? It does feel a little bit weird. So let's go ahead and do from the bottom to the top. Work our way up in 5, 6, 7, 8. Close your eyes. Can you feel the notes? Trust yourself. Even if you mess up, keep going. Like that. Keep going. Look. I messed up. And I kept going, right? So I know that if you do that as well, that particular spot is a problem part for you. Okay, so that is A. Practice the other ones. Do some things. Close your eyes. Don't look at the keys. If you mess up like I just did, keep going. Don't stop. Probably most likely if I do it again, I'll probably, won't make that mistake again. But if I was to do, and I go, oh no, I gotta start over again. See, I made the mistake again, not on purpose, but I made the mistake again because I didn't push on through. So hopefully that'll get you in your second week. I hope you're excited. I know it's challenging. I know it's a little bit, it can be dry to learn scales, but hopefully you should also be working on other stuff. I don't work just on scales, and that can be a very beginning book if that's what you're doing. I think I still even have my first book I used. It was in here somewhere. I think it's over here. Ah, here we go. Okay, so this is a little bonus. This was the very first piano book I ever had. And you can tell it has definitely been through the ringer. It is has my name on it, and it has my first piano teacher, his writing on it as well. His name was Mark. His last name I don't remember, but it was a long time ago. And this is called I'm just gonna cover up part of it because it actually has my my address on it. Classic Themes by the Masters. And what this is, it's a nice little book, and it was $3.45 many years ago. And what it does, it has a lot of the songs that you're familiar with, like classical songs. And what I like about it, it's really simple. It has most of the stuff in the key of C, and which is, like I said, when you first get started, that's probably the easiest ones to do because there's no sharps and no flats. And it has the fingering on it, so as you're learning the notes and you're going through those 50 sheets, if you don't know the note yet, it has the fingering on it, so it tells you. And this is really important, especially when you get to more advanced musical stuff. They'll put the fingering on it, so it'll help you out. But this one, it has little chords on it, and we don't really go much into that. But here are some notes here. But it's nice, and I actually still practice from this because sometimes I just want to play something that isn't some really complex thing. So this one is Ode to Joy. This is a Beethoven song. I know most people know it. Simplest stuff you can always just make mistakes on, and it's perfectly fine. So if you're just doing scales, probably it's time to pick up something else. It's your second week. It's time to start looking at some other music. I teach music lessons, so if that's something that you're interested in, I know we may be living in different spots of the world, but as you can see, we can do things virtually as well. So, and if you're intermediate and you want somebody new, or you want to, challenge yourself or give yourself something new, or if you've been away from music for a while, I know a lot of older students. I know I did that. I was away from music for a while, finishing up my college, and then came back and was like, you know what? I sure do miss playing on a consistent basis. Okay, so that's week 2. Good luck. Find you something to start playing, even if it's just playing with the right hand notes. You don't have to play the left hand right now. Get you a good teacher. If it's not me, find somebody that can keep you accountable, and they might be like, oh my gosh, look at you. How do you know the C major scale already? All right. Thanks. Take care.